Hey everybody, welcome to Steve Douglas Monster Rod Holder Power Hour. My name's Pontoon Jody, and we got two stands up here, and our guest is Tony Harrison.
Here we go.
And he's got live fishing on the bank, and he's gonna show his rod holders off that he's using. So
All
welcome
right.
in.
All right. Let me take my glass off so I can see. Well,
Oh,
welcome everybody to the Power Hour, which is 1 hour and not two. So we'll make sure we get you out of here in time for dinner.
that's
But
right.
just a little background of where I am right now. I'm on the Potomac River. I'm not in Washington D.C. I'm in Virginia. It's really windy here today, and when I'm in D.C., the planes are flying overhead. And if you've seen me do live streams or anybody in D.C., you got to deal with the planes. You got to land the planes sometimes. We do what we have to do. So I try to find somewhere quiet, and I like to do these shows outdoors. And right now I've got four rods set up, but only bait on three. It's really low tide. I don't know if we're going to catch anything in this first hour, but just in case, we're prepared and, add a little action to the show. So um, we're here and we're glad you're here.
All right. We'll say hello to people in chat.
All right, let me see if I can set this up. I might be able to see some that can't see. My screen got smaller, but let's see. I'll let you do that. You the host.
Daniel Berry
I'm doing too much.
says Joe. We got retired Rick saying first suckers, but he wasn't. Then you got Chad Daddy, Annette Esman. Chad Thomason says, "Oh yeah." He said he loved his monster rod holders.
Yes, indeed.
Go. There you
We
go.
got Catfish Cowboy says, "Howdy everyone." Shirley T
Hey,
says, "Hey everybody." Maddie River Catfishing says, "Hello everyone." Hey
Up,
Chris.
Chris.
is that Muddy River? I got two of them right there. One, two.
Which one you got?
Oh, the blue cat rod.
The blue cats. Yep.
Yep.
The first catfish that I caught over 50 pounds here was on the Muddy River, the flathead rod.
Okay. Yep. I've got it. Oh, I forgot to bring it. Oh, Chris, I forgot to bring it. But anyway, that's another show, another day.
I was actually on the Muddy River website this week trying to look at rods, but I couldn't find any on them. So you need to stock some, Chris. Bugman22 says, "Hey Tony, good to see you."
Hey, Bug Man.
Three Nights says, "Hey guys and girls." Real and virtual outdoors. Hello everyone. Wabash Nate, evening all. And please hit the thumbs up. We got
That's it.
David Hughes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
There's Anthony J all day. Hello.
What's up?
Catch fish with us. Howdy, all driving and listening. Tony is one of the best on the bank. Mad respect for you.
Oh, thank you. I try. I have good days, have some bad days. As they say, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, or something like that.
Mhm. And
I'm
we
getting
got
tired of being
22
the
people in
windshield.
here.
I mean, we got 22.
22 in right now.
Okay.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah. All of that fluff and stuff says good day, Jody, and good day, panel. But she's
All right.
Australian, so it says good day, Jody.
Good day. Good day, mate.
I'm shrimp on the
Mm,
Bobby.
yeah.
Why is it with Australia? That's got to be an American thing. As soon as we hear Australia, everybody's got to try to do the accent. That's not a noise. That's a noise. I'm sure they hear all that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That guy got a wobbly boot over there. Oh, that's British. I'm mixing up my countries.
Nubby's catfishing. Evening, y'all. And we got Mac. What's up, everybody?
Mac, is that Mac?
Yep.
Mac, I almost went to your spot. I was trying to find somewhere quiet in the corner. I was almost over there. But
All right.
speaking of Mac, so you'll notice I've got four rods out because whenever and Mac normally fishes in DC, so normally I would have three if it was in DC. So um, that's why I'll fish if it's a tournament or a stand day. I'll usually come somewhere like here to get more rods in the water as opposed to DC, or just depending on the tides, the water conditions. It depends on where want to mix it up. The tough thing about bank fishing is that you get all this stuff, you don't want to have to move. So the when you move, you waste a lot of time. So I try to find one thing I listened to. I think who was it? Epic, and he started talking about fishing 2 hours before high tide and 2 hours after high tide. So that's usually that 4 hour span that I like to kind of target. And when you have these 6 hour tournaments, you're not always gonna get that. So it makes a big difference, at least here in tidal waters, that some places where I fish, if it's low tide, you just can't go there. You can walk all the way across. Like, this is very low right now. You can walk almost over there to, that is Mount Vernon. That is where George Washington lives right there. That's Mount Vernon, Virginia. So I could go visit George, or his house at least.
Yeah. We had somebody here, I think you might know.
Who do I know? Oh, that's my nephew. Hey. Yeah, he can fish a little bit. He does. He's all right.
And Amanda and G Style Fishing, Johnny Small Pepper, Curtis Cunningham.
Rebel River Cat. What's up, Chuck?
There you go.
Okay.
Greg Burgess, howdy. Yeah, I think we're Bugman. We're caught back up.
And Tony, you brought up a great point with the high tide thing, because that's usually your highest water flow, and fishing for blue cats especially, that is current. They feed in current.
Yeah, and when you're on the bank, you can't always get out there to those current spots and deep channels. So you have to kind of protect your spots when you find them. So sometimes the camera may be pointing here for a reason.
Yeah.
Because I know I've seen people say, "Oh, they're looking at the markings on the ground and they're looking at the sidewalk there." I know that sidewalk, so
yeah,
these spots are, and people will claim your spot as their own, and we know the real deal.
Yeah.
Would you say that's what, Tony? What would you say one of the biggest challenges? I mean, equipment is catching up, because, like we were just talking about, you've got monster rod holder, bank rod holders back there. Then there's some other ones on the market. So I think equipment, and you've gotten there's companies that are selling the longer poles for bank fishing. But what do you think is one of the biggest challenges of bank fishing that boat anglers don't have to deal with?
Well, I think it's a lot of times it's just accessibility. If you look at this spot here, I don't want to move the camera yet, but I have to. If I catch a fish right now, I've got to climb down some very, very sharp rocks, and it's dangerous. And then, you have to be careful where you fish. I have a cousin. You see me fish with cousin Donnie. He's always telling me, be careful. Especially at night, and you by yourself, and you don't want to. Because you never know what people are going through, and people, you've seen it all the time. People walk up behind you when you're fishing. You got your back turned, and you're like, "Dude, it's 2:00 in the morning. What are you doing?"
Yeah. And you're not a little guy either, so it's it's, even with that, it's I agree. Fishing here in Richmond, we've experienced the same thing. Like, you just don't know who's walking up on you. Yeah,
but besides that, it's, like I said, the biggest thing is accessibility. There's some spots where you gotta walk a mile. I'm just, you older anglers just not going to do that anymore. I'm sorry, I want to be able to see my car, and if I gotta run, I gotta get up. If a bear comes out of the woods, because I've had bears, I have raccoons and all kind of animals. I'm getting in the car. You can have those rods. I'm out. And then the other thing I mentioned that, I fished in piers, and that's kind of why I've gotten away from fishing in piers, and why I'm using the bank rod holders, because with the pleasure crafts, people don't respect fishing in piers. I've lost probably $400 worth of equipment from jet skis, just dragging your equipment in the water. So,
Wow.
then you got, they're crowded and people crossing your lines. And, I'd rather just find somewhere where nobody's at. And, but it's a challenge because when I'm trying to land the fish and you've seen it, it's just, if it's just me, I've missed some big fish, but just because I just didn't get it at the first scoop. And I'm not trying to fall in the water. So
Yeah.
those challenges. Hey, I'll catch it again. It'll be back, but I'm not going in the water. So, but anyway, you want to talk about rod holders. So
What's up, Benoit?
let's start with, so I guess back in 2021 during COVID, when they were having the virtual Catfish Conference, that's when I first found out about the monster rod holders. And I was always said, I'm gonna build a bank. It was silly. I was gonna build a bank boat, and I was gonna try to put stuff together to make it seem like I'm fishing in a boat from the bank. So I kind of scrapped that idea. It just didn't work. But I did. That's where I started with the rod holders. So, these are the rod. This is the exact same rod holder that they use on the boats, the 33-45 angle. I think what I did is, we'll start at the top. You've seen these before. These are the standard monster rod holders. The good thing about the lime green is that they glow on the black lights. So, when you're fishing at night, you got that extra show. And what I've done is they come in 4, 8, and 12-inch stems. So I'm pretty sure this is probably the 12, just to bring it up a little bit higher off the ground, because, the older you get, the less you want to bend over. So you can get them, that'll stop here, and this is probably the longest. Oh, here's a dog. Dogs bring me luck, but I think he's trying to eat the carp over there. He's coming. He's coming. There he goes. And then the stake. This is what's consisted with the single rod holder and the Bankmaster Pro. It's the same base, and this is what goes down into the ground. Too long, and these are probably 10 inches. And this one's probably like 4. So once this goes down in the ground, just like you're seeing these over here, the only way this is going down is if the ground gives away. And if you put it too close to the edge of the bank, you could pull it over. But if you normally where I'm fishing at, you drop this down in the ground, step on it, get it down. Even if you get it down to where the smaller stake is, it's not going anywhere.
And it looks like there's plenty of room on that little plate there that you can actually step on and put some pressure to get it in the ground.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Even with size 12s.
Yep. Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to get these, you can buy them all separate. They even have these on Amazon. I don't know if they're selling them on the website at Monster Rod Holders or Amazon only now, but I'm pretty sure I got this one at Amazon, and then I'll buy them when I go to Catfish Conference, and I'll get them. I gotta register for my flight tomorrow. I'm gonna be in section D. I got 15 minutes. So
if you need to take a minute to do that,
we can read chat.
You have to do it. You have to time it out exactly at 7 p.m. if your flight leaves at 7. But they're going to stop. Right. Southwest is going to stop doing that. So that is, if you go onto the website, and I think I turned. Yeah, here we go. You probably can't see all that. Go on the take my word for it. Go on the website. They're not very expensive. They're only the stakes are like $20. I know they've got discount codes out there. I got these on a real good deal during that Catfish Conference, the virtual Catfish Conference, and they don't take long to arrive either. So I've got 2 of those in the ground, and then all right, let's try it.
Don't mess your setup up.
Yeah, it'll be 7:30 before I get this right.
Hey, 922 Crappie Barbecue, Buck Williams, Benet Fishing, Benoit Fishing Outdoors.
What's up, Benoit?
The stand. This is where I broke my phone on your stand day. so
Yeah.
so I got to keep my hand on it. But yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Get you a little bit closer. So
Oh
that is
yeah.
the Bankmaster Pro is what it's called. So you get three. You get that T. It's the same stake. Um, you put that down. You can also add those extenders. So I could bring this up 4, 8, 12 if I wanted to.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's a T-bar just like the T-bars you see on the boats.
Yep.
And you lock it down. There's only 2 nuts, and there you go. You got 3. So if I'm fishing in DC and I just want to get everything, a quick trip, I'll just throw 3 down. If I'm in a tournament, when I get more rods in the water, I'll use this, and then the ones that I just showed you. I'm hoping you can see all that. Yeah, I think so. You can see it
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see those rocks down there too.
Yep.
So that's the
That definitely
challenge.
definitely looks like the Cadillac of bank rod holders there for sure.
Oh yeah.
And
That's the
So
same thing Lord James has on his boat, on each corner.
Buck Williams said Tony has to use monster rod holders because he has to use monster holders because he is the Godzilla angler.
you got that right. I do this little thing when I'm doing when I the rare times I actually do my own live stream. I'm always on everybody else's, but I call it the monster hour. I try to predict that hour that monster is going to come in. So
Mm-hmm.
we try to have fun with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But just like on stand day, you never know when that fish is coming. It could be 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. So trying to predict it, have fun with it.
Absolutely.
So
There's
yeah,
retired Rick saying hi, Tony and Jody Poo.
Howdy, Ricky Poo. Let's see. Vanessa Kitty's in here. G Style Fishing. Brian B. Catfishing.
What's up,
Brian
bro?
B.
We got Jose, Rob Fox. I seen LG Bass in here and Jeff Bill and Skeeter. I think I got everybody. Quiet Man Curtis is in here.
If we didn't say your name yet, just leave a comment out there and we'll try to catch you there. That's
Yeah.
right, Josh. Hit the thumbs up.
So thank you all for coming in, hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. So any questions or anything?
Josh Thompson. I don't know if you said his name just then.
Josh
He's in.
Thompson. That's a
There
bank
was,
angler right there.
yep, it is. There was a question about the monster rod holders, G Style.
Okay.
Tony, how you like the bank holders? Any pros or cons on them?
There you go. Yes.
Oh, that's a great question. So let's see, and obviously being honest, I can't really think of any cons, at least. Okay. Unless you're a person who wants your rod standing up straight, you can adjust the angle. You can get it to the point where if you see some anglers prefer to have, I get to show this secret rod here. Some there's up, and I prefer mine, more like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you may have to, manipulate the rod holder if you want it to stand up, perpendicular or whatever that 90 degrees. But so I wouldn't call that a con. That's just a preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd call that a pro, Tony, because most of the most of the bank rod holders tend to hold that rod very high.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think, in my opinion, from the years of fishing, the higher that rod is, like straight up and down, it's more tension. There's more. It puts more drag on the line with the current. The more that you can get that at an angle, like what those bank rod, just like the boats at that 45. That's probably the ultimate, the perfect angle for bank angling, where you got it anchored out there. So
Yeah.
I think that's actually a pro for that.
Yeah. And I think I've gotten used to, because in the old days, you had to use a stick, or you had the Walmart rod holders, and they're practically laying down flat. And but this is it just works for me. Haven't had any issues at all. Um, so I would say if you haven't tried them, you know, give it a shot. I mean, Stan uses these on your boat. Jody uses them as well. You know,
Hmm.
it's the same. You know, have you ever lost
Yeah.
one?
Nope.
I'll tell you how strong they are. I usually grab, if I'm going to try to get into a boat from the dock,
Mhm.
everybody knows my mobility issues. I trust the monster rod holder over any other thing to grab onto to kind of just balance myself to get in the boat. That's how strong they are.
That's me. I grab on to the rod holder,
Yeah.
and I tie off with the rod holder to the dock. I use it for lots of things.
Yeah, so that's I agree. I can't
Mhm.
I can't I mean we've had some monster fish, and Tony, we've seen some monster takedowns from you from the bank with that on there, and really impressed with how it just held up. And for the amount of bank fishing that you do, you said you've had that a few years now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've only forgot one. I've only left one behind. You know, so after that happened, somebody else around here has one. It was matter of fact, it was not. It's about 2 miles down the road, or maybe a mile down the road. So that's just one of those things about bank fishing where you have to. Uh-oh, thought I saw something moving
Cool.
back there. It might be the wind. I don't have the bells. That's the problem. See, I'm fishing blind because I fish with all my senses, sight
Mhm.
and hearing. And then what I do, like sometimes you got to ring the dinner bell,
Yep.
let them know.
Curtis Cunningham said Jody even gets towed by the rod holder sometimes. What the what?
That's true. And I tie off anchors on them below the dam. They flat hold. I've actually tied off to the dam wall with the big Charlie Brown hook, 100-pound leader line tied to the monster rod holder to hold me in position.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, no, go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, so that what I was saying is that when you're fishing on a boat, you don't have to move the rod holders, and that I put a lot of wear and tear because
Uh
I'm
huh.
constantly you going in. It's not just set and forget. You have to like this is like concrete and rocks, so
Yeah.
they take a big pounding. So but you can see, I'll show this one because I won't show the other one, but it's straight.
Hmm.
No bends at all,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can
and
see how thick the metal is on there, and
yeah. I think
very
this is what
sturdy.
they call wrought iron. Wrought iron.
There you go.
Somebody probably say, "What is he talking about?"
Hey, Ted Allen Becker. Thanks for coming in tonight.
6 minutes before check-in. I'm
All
gonna pull
right.
out the. I'll pull out the other stuff after the check-in. But
Okay.
And well, for a couple minutes here, Tony, we can talk about. You brought up Catfish Conference. I think
mhm.
for a lot of us that have been
John
with
Lewis.
YouTube for a few years, that's kind of what introduced us to CatCon. Steve Douglas, Monster Rod Holders, and Hervé. They the ones that run CatCon, and just what a great event. I know I've met you there uh, several times now. I think every year,
Yep.
but the virtual one I think was awesome because that introduced a lot of us to it, and then to get there in real life and just to get to hang out with like-minded people, and uh, what's some your opinion on CatCon, or any memorable stories that you have of CatCon, or somebody that hasn't gone before, anything you can tell them?
All right. Let's see. Well, let's go. I think the first thing is when you're walking around and people recognize you, and it's just shocking because you don't expect. You know, I'm in Virginia, and this person's from Texas or California, like Tony Harrison, and so we don't always see everybody that's in the chat, and I don't have the
Absolutely.
best eyes, so you're surprised when you see some people like for example, Bug Man. I was disappointed when I saw Bug Man because I thought he was going to look like a bug, so I was disappointed. But you got Martinesque, they're coming over from the UK, and it's just amazing, how many, you know, people that we have one. Probably I would probably guess that some of us catfishing may be the only thing we have in common. You
Mhm.
know, so everybody's got different religion, everybody's got different politics, but catfishing, we try to, the time we're on lives, we kind of, let that stuff go,
Yep,
and then just catch some fish and keep it moving, you know.
absolutely.
But what if you just said, I'm not going to talk to this person because he's not voting for the same person I'm voting for? Then, we would probably have, we would lose half, obviously, the way, we would lose half. So, I just tell everybody, let that stuff go. Let's try to catch some fish.
That's
Now, I did
right.
see Quiet Man Curtis come on and ask about the Steelers. I
Uh-oh.
sent my father the link. He might be on here. So, you know, I know my nephew is. They might help him get to the chat if he can. But I sent him the link, so he might be watching. He's the one who taught me to fish. So, but
God
he's on
bless
the
him.
way. We were talking today, and he's going up there for one of their reunions in I think October to the new stadium.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
And what year did your father play with the
he
Steelers?
he played in their first two Super Bowls. So that was the 70s, 74, 75,
We got
Yeah.
Crappie
76.
Darren in,
Hey.
and there was someone else. John Boys is in. John Boys catfishing. Retired Rick say 49ers. Oh, Sam,
49.
Mike Sampson, he's in. But I haven't seen anybody else. And do you not think when you're at CatCon, it's a little hard to recognize people because they're the whole body where we're used to seeing like through a tunnel.
Yeah. There's people who I said, oh man, is that like for example, like I'm trying to think. When people say that I'm tall, and I don't consider myself tall, but then I'll see somebody like Uncle Jeep who's like 6'5" almost. So yeah, it's I'm once I check in here in a minute, I'll get to the stories from CatCon.
There we go. All right.
All
Um,
right.
so sorry,
Yeah.
Jody, this is gonna be one of your stories
All right.
because Stan knows he's been judging the catfish cook-off,
Oh.
and I went live, and I just happened to go live right about the time the judges were working
Mm-hmm.
and the fish was still there, and I got to try some of Jody's fish. And you know how they like to tease her. And I'll just say, I was pleasantly surprised. I was surprised that I didn't even know about diet catfish until the cat guy. So the diet catfish, so I grabbed a piece and I was like, there's no fish in here. It was just the crust. And somebody in the chat said, "That's the diet catfish." So,
It's the teaser piece.
That's
oh,
right.
I didn't do too
You know,
bad. 838. So I may get a little bit of leg room tomorrow.
All
ooh,
right.
there you go.
Just like in the plane, all the short people take the seats with leg room. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it.
Um, was the microphone first introduced at CatCon, or did you do that before you went to CatCon?
No, I think that came on one of the stand days. I think what had happened was I think
There you
I don't
go.
know, Stan, you had something going on, and it was a Sunday morning, and I said, okay,
I
um,
remember.
I'll just go ahead and do the show
Yeah.
on my channel until they
I
get
don't.
caught up. And I had the microphone, and it's been the microphone ever since.
You were you were doing the stand day rain. I don't remember. Like
It was a
something
rain delay.
happened.
It was raining. I think something y'all were trying to wait out the rain.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
us boat anglers. Now I gotta since I haven't done the bank in a long time. I guess I gotta. I would love to be back on the bank. I love bank fishing, but like you were saying, access for me, it's tough to get to those. If it's not pretty close, I just can't make it out to those other spots anymore. But So, I'm a bank angler now. We don't like the rain, and, we're not the hardcore bank anglers. We'll go out and anything. But, anyways, yes, I think that's what it was. We were trying to wait to get the boat out and stuff. And you did the rain delay from under the bridge. And, just amazing, Tony. And that the microphone, the drop the mic. Tony dropped the mic, Harrison. And people were calling it like like how golf has the rain delay. Well, we have that too. And
Yeah.
you did an amazing job that day. Because you were talking about everything from fishing to old school cereals to
Hey.
football to
Mm.
old TV shows. I mean, it was. You did an amazing job.
Yeah, you got to, the show must go on, as they say. The show must go on, rain or shine. Show must go on. So, so I don't forget, and I think I was on, I can't remember whose live stream it was, but somebody was saying they wished that was Monster rod holders ever going to make fishing rods, and I was like, well, they do.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, here's one right here.
Woo.
So for anybody who has never seen a Monster rod, this is the rod holder. Here is a Monster rod. And this is, you can see the description. I think Tangling with Catfish produces them. But
How'd you beat me to it?
Huh? I've had this for a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An exclusive. This is exclusive. I should have brought the mic. I didn't know I was going to be. So let's pull this out. Let's take a look at it. And I haven't used it yet. It just looks so nice. I just didn't want to damage it. Let's be truthful. It's a nice looking rod. And as you can see, let me see. I guess I better go this way.
Wow, look at that.
There you go.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
And it's got all the same colors. It's the official. It's still in the wrapper.
Yeah.
This is one of those things you could auction off if people were like, I gotta have one. I gotta have one. Well, we can start the bidding. But I'm keeping mine. But there it is. That's as much as I can. That is the Monster rod. Let me get a good picture of this.
Yeah, you can see
hat.
it.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You got the hat too? My goodness.
Yeah.
There, the hat.
I'm waiting for them to make belts. He need to make some belts.
Yeah.
He got the Monster belt.
Yep. That's awesome.
That's right.
So there we go.
Hey, we could make the Monster belt just like the Batman belt.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little rod holder thing you can put it in.
Yeah. Quick draw. Woo.
There you go. We may have just invented something here.
That's cool.
That's how great ideas.
The brewers, there's going to be some rods come out, some new Monster rods.
So they got, that's what I thought I heard. So I don't know if these are discontinued or if you can still get them or not, but I got mine.
Yeah, you do. Very nice.
And it's got the green, so it'll glow. I'm not going to put it under. Maybe I'll put it out one day. Just put it in the rod holder and put it under the black light for show.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But yeah, this is it. The Monster rod.
But that was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have them? Anybody in the chat have one?
Anybody in chat have one of those? I don't. I want one. We got Randy.
I don't have one. I did fish with somebody that did have one here on the James River, though.
Okay.
Hey, butterflies and sunshine.
And it is an amazing rod.
Yeah. Look like sun is starting to go away.
Out there, Randy's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I can see again. So this particular spot, if we're talking about fishing, this is one of the, for whatever reason, certain parts of the river, do certain baits do better than others. So this is a chicken spot, believe it or not. This is pretty good for chicken. And this is one of the few places on this part of Potomac that I've caught a flathead. So usually if I'm fishing here, I'll try to have at least one rod with some live bait on it because it was a baby, but so mom and daddy got to be out there somewhere.
That's
So,
right.
but that is the one place on the Potomac in Northern Virginia, this area, not in some of those where you got to go back in the woods and all that. I won't even give up those spots. But yeah. So, but yeah, they have flatheads in here. I caught one, so if there's one, there's got to be more. Catfish and crappie.
What is up, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jody.
That's one of my lucky stand day shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Catfish and crappie. It's real tight. I need to get a new one. That thing, I had that for a few years too.
Yeah. I think you were one of the first. I think you were one of the first ones to get the 2-stand shirt.
Oh yeah, got that.
Thank you very much, Tony.
That's it. So I try to be an ambassador. Everybody's stuff. I don't all except for rod holders. These are the only rod holders that I use. Well, that's not true. I do have one other, but it's one of those upright ones, and I just kind of prefer the angles, the 33-45s, and that's funny when we first started talking about tech staff, or what do you call them? Tech crew. What are the technical advertiser? What's the name of the pro staff? Yeah, I thought it was all about.
Yes.
I thought you had to know every engineering spec of the product. So I said, "Oh, that's the pro staff." So, but yeah, I know there's a right hand thread, left hand thread. There's different angles of the rod holders. I've only used these type, but if you're on the boat, you may have a different type of or degree of setup on angle on your rod holders. So, but these all work for me. Black light, once you lock it down in there, it's not going anywhere, and they're reasonable. Never out of stock as far as I know. And then also the technical support staff. When I first bought them, I was trying to get it set up, call the guys, they walk me through it on the phone. Whenever I go to CatCon, if I need to do any adjustments, I just go up to the booth. Matter of fact, when I got the extensions, they didn't have them at CatCon, but I guess the factory is relatively close, so they brought them the next day. So
isn't that something?
Yep.
I think he has more bases to fit more boats than anybody else also.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's got that's the great thing is that there's nothing is everything's got to be different, so he's got the bases for all the different boat companies out there, and I do believe last checked, that's right, that he's got more for the bases and stuff, especially for the different boats, because each boat's got their own little thing, and
the track. Yeah.
The tracks. Thank you. That was the word that was eluding me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you look on there, and if you can't get it and you have questions, you just contact them, and they'll help you find it.
Yeah. Jeff Bill. I give it up to Tony, definitely. My favorite Potomac River catfisherman. Keep up the good work. Tight lines.
Oh, appreciate it. We're all out here, having fun. I think we were talking before the show started, and sometimes tensions get high in the catfish community, and so just try to keep it lighthearted. Like I said, this is the one place you should come to enjoy yourself, and not every. Somebody taught me a viable lesson, especially, and this is a good example. I probably especially for you, Jody, that everybody is not a fan of success. So You have to remember that some people call them haters or whatever, but not everybody's a fan of success.
That's right.
Some people want to see you down.
That's right.
I,
So
I don't.
you
I
just
never
have to,
have understood that about people. Why you don't want to see someone succeed?
yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
I'm a
happy
big
for anybody to do
I'm a
good.
big believer in rise waters rises all boats, and
Yeah,
if we can help the rise, if we can help the waters rise, why not? It's going to help
yeah.
everybody out.
Hmm.
yeah.
My cousin Faye's watching. Heidi Faye, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey, Faye Bird Staley.
Yep. And then
Got it.
Mark's watching with his dad. So he
Okay.
said we had to behave.
It's a
Hey,
family
Mark.
affair.
That's right. That's right. That's another
Uh,
great thing, Tony, that I've noticed with CatCon, and it is not just CatCon, but the Catfish family. Like it is a family affair. How many granddaughters and grandsons and sons and daughters and fathers, and I've seen you fish with your other family members. We were talking about your cousin before, and I think you've had your uncle out there before, and
Hmm.
uh, that's another thing that you don't see in a lot of other areas, we'll just say nowadays, promoting the family and promoting, most of us that have channels here have shows. You can feel comfortable whether you're bringing your kids, your father, your mother, your grandparents could watch the show.
yeah.
We try to keep it family friendly, and I think that's another thing that's
Yeah.
same thing with
Hmm.
CatCon. Like you bring the whole family. There's something for everybody there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of I remember when I first started watching the live streams. You don't see it as much anymore, where people would come in with the bots and acting crazy, and you know
Hmm.
s- you don't see
Well,
that as much. I don't know if maybe the technology is caught up and YouTube or streaming has been able to block a lot of that stuff. But it used to get crazy sometimes.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that is the channels also now with subscriber only mode.
Hmm.
And a lot of people think, oh, it's just so that you get subscribed. Well, no, a lot of that is to keep that kind of, because
Crash out.
they can't put anything in chat. Like if it's a just a regular open live, the
Hmm.
bots can come in and put whatever they want in there. But if you put subscriber only mode on when you're doing your lives,
Hmm.
those bots and stuff can't come in because they can't
Yeah.
subscribe and wait and all that stuff. So,
Yeah. I noticed a
but you're
big
right.
difference, over the
You're right.
last, year or so that somebody's going down in the no, you're okay, but I just want you to know if you fall down there. Yeah, yeah, there's snakes and all kind of stuff down there. Be careful. That's my disclaimer.
Yep. Stan showing off his new hairstyle.
That's right. That's right. I was just
Do you
There you
miss
go.
running your
I'm, I'm
fingers through your hair? Because I know you did it all the time.
I'm trying, Tony. I'm trying.
Oh, that's right. I think I did a $10 donation. I think my $10 put it over the top. So when I sent it in, I said in the note, shave the head.
Hey, Donald Long, Muskrat, Lisa, Fresno.
How's he doing, by the way? I didn't get a chance to speak to him during the show on was that Saturday, but I did see him come up on screen. So
He's doing the best that he can do right now, and the biggest thing is it's with anything, like with whether it's with fishing and or just life in general, positivity and confidence, and he's just keeping it positive, not letting any negativity come in, and that's the with all the prayers and all the good thoughts, and when you have this much people behind you, it really does make a difference.
yeah,
And he feels it, and he's just unbelievably grateful to everybody out there, and he's like I said, doing the best that can be, and he's got the right frame of mind, and just keep him busy. And so thank you to everybody out there that's prayed for him or sent good thoughts or helped with the benefit tournament, and can't thank you enough.
Hey, down
oh
east.
yeah, down these tackle.
What's up, down
All right.
east?
You
Yeah,
mentioned your father taught you how to fish. And I'd like to hear that story while we still got a few minutes left.
Well,
Absolutely.
I grew up in Ohio, so Ohio River, but we lived, we would go down to the Ohio River, and the big thing there was we called them shovel heads. They call them flatheads here, but you know, I would be banned probably from Ohio if I went up and said a flathead. It was shovel heads, and somebody, why you call them shovel heads? Well, they look like a shovel, the head, and it kind of gets down narrow. So,
Mhm.
but we fished a lot of the lakes, um, local lakes. So, just as a kid, that was probably other than the sports. You know, my father, Donnie, we just fished, and so I thought I'm sure they were tired of dragging me around, but I'm glad they did. And then when we got down here back to DC area, I fished a lot, on the Potomac. Um, Man, that was I guess the mid '80s when I came back down here for good. So now, you know, I'll I'll do mostly Potomac, and then like I say, you have to be careful with your spots. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
all I'll say is if I have more than 6 rods, I'm in Virginia. If I only had 3, I'm most likely in DC. I don't do too much Maryland, but we're doing a lot of traveling lately. So I've got fishing licenses in Carolina and Louisiana, stuff I only use once or twice. But I have to try to give it a shot. So I think I did one stand day from the Mississippi River down in
Yep.
New Orleans, and I've
Yep.
done Georgia. Um, so I think it's going to be tough. I know we have one coming up this weekend. I'm probably not going to be able to get on that one, but once and for those we're talking about, we kind of transitioned over to the live fishing league, and I
Mhm.
know Monster Rod Hose is a sponsor, so we can talk about live fishing league. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to break any rules of the Monster Rod Holders Power Hour,
No, no.
but yeah, so I'll probably try to make my run in November. I do prefer fishing at night and during the winter. Um, how bad do the locals hate blues
Ooh.
in the Potomac River? Uh, Dave, all over. I don't know if I would say the locals hate blues. I think that all probably stems from commercial fishing and blue crabs. That a lot of the blue cats get blamed for eating the blue crabs. I mean, was it fishing gonna fish?
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to do is eat what's there. So, but that is the big industry, Chesapeake Bay. So I don't think there's any hate for the fish. Obviously the bass fishing and the rock fishing may be more popular, but there's a lot of people that fish for catfish, especially got to give Haynes Point a shout out because that's where we did a lot of fishing growing up. So
Yeah.
it's just hard to do Haynes Point during the summer, during the daytime because there's so many boats, and now they have the paddle boat. People stand up and they paddle, and then they also have um, you can go and get trained on how to be in the crew. So you got people, and so I usually go after 8 o'clock. Usually by 8 o'clock during the summer, it'll settle down. Then go fish at Haynes Point again. But no, I would say at least you maybe have to ask a couple other people. Maybe Brian B is in chat, and maybe he'll agree or disagree. But I wouldn't say locals. No, I don't see that.
What it is, in my opinion, like you mentioned it, the blue crab industry, the rockfish, the rockfish or stripers,
Hmm.
they have the Chesapeake Bay have a lot of commercial fishermen for them, and so they obviously have more lobbyists. They have more. We are just cat fishermen. They made regulations a few years ago that for processing catfish, so that's got to be in a double USDA plus the Food and Drug Administration has to
Hmm.
inspect the processing centers, so they can't harvest a lot of the smaller fish. So there's just been a whole bunch of things, and they're getting a bum rap, and we don't have. That's where where the ACA is supposed to be coming in and helping with a lot of those things, because all you hear in the area is about how the blue catfish is invasive, and it's the cause of this and the cause of that and yada yada. So Yeah, for the
I
average
feel like
person, no, it doesn't matter. But for the
I feel
ones
like
that are anglers, you hear a lot of stuff.
I
We
feel
we
like
had
Chunky Cats. I saw a rod go down.
yeah.
I got to point out. He's always pointing. This that one right there. It's the middle one. Money. I saw it go down.
Would you say the James River was a trophy fishery or a numbers fishery?
Uh, that is definitely a stand question, but yes, I guess it could be both. It's definitely, you get some big fish down there on the James River, no doubt about it.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured it was a trophy.
yeah, I would say that.
It-
And
it-
trophy may be different in whatever state you're in because I think in Virginia it's 38 inches. Because matter of fact, I
Oak Creek.
I've caught trophy size fish before, but I never had gone through the process of submitting it to DWR. And it was my birthday. It was a stand day, and I caught one. It was like 40 inches, and I submitted it. And so I got technically my first trophy catfish. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Um,
it's a sturgeon fishery. Yeah.
yeah, it can be. It could be both. It's just everybody in water has their own trophies. But if you
Hmm.
want to go as far as countrywide, what's considered like a trophy fish, that 40-pound plus. Uh, the James River is, in my opinion, hard to beat for that. But there's plenty of the Tennessee River. You look at the big fish that are caught from there.
Oh, they don't
Uh,
touch
I can only go by the amount of trophy fish that we have caught from here. And by we, I mean me, some of them, mostly stand three, but literally hundreds of 50-pound plus fish.
Hmm.
Literally hundreds. When he does a lot of the month-long kayak tournaments and stuff, and
it.
his average is usually over. It's a 10 fish thing, and he usually averages over 40 some inches of fish. So you're talking a 44-inch fish is about 50 pounds, 40 something pounds. And
Yeah.
especially here, they've got those fat bellies from all the big shad. So uh, he's probably catching at least 15 to 20 of those fish every month.
Yeah. The month longs were fun. We did a lot of that during COVID because you just had you couldn't go into the offices, and so you had more time to fish for
Hmm.
sure. So um, yeah, those were pretty fun. I was always chasing stand three.
Yeah. We had Cool Cat James come in.
All right.
He said, "My oh my, what's this? Stan on." He had me laughing. I can't.
He said, "You're his favorite host besides me."
Besides Jody, there you go. That's
I can't believe you said something nice.
right.
We're
I think
usually riding each other all the time, aggravating each other.
he was saying something nice to both of us. I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah. A
You got to
twofer.
listen with James though, because sometimes you think it's something nice, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute, no, I don't
Yeah.
know."
It was a twofer.
That's right, super. uh, Now I like talking with James. So James and I can talk about a lot of different things.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's if we're going to talk, I know we were talking about CatCon earlier. So yeah, just seeing all the different products, and I spent some time checking out the boats this time around. I did a couple videos, and it's good to be able to, for the folks who didn't get a chance to come to CatCon, to be able to share, and say, hey, can you go take a look at this? Can you take a look at that? And so it's looking forward to it. I don't know if I've got my tickets for CatCon yet or not, but and it's close to home for me. Going to Louisville, I can get the same food like I can get in Cincinnati. They got the Skyline Chili. They got the Frisch's Big Boy. I would say get a chance to, if next time you're there, check out. They got the Louisville Slugger Hall of Fame. They've got the Muhammad Ali Museum. So it's and I haven't been to the Kentucky Derby museum stuff yet. So maybe, I try to sneak away on Saturday for a couple hours and see some of that stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
I
Yeah.
enjoy that trip.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Well,
definitely you have to find a way to sample some of the catfish in the catfish cook-off. I don't know how I got lucky, but I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And I got
yeah.
some of that good old dyed catfish.
It was just the casing. I get the crust,
That
the
was
breading.
it was a crust.
Somebody
Yeah.
must have been on a low carb diet and said, "I don't want the crust. I'm just going to shake the fish out of here."
Three out of the four judges got good pieces. The fourth judge didn't. Maybe he didn't get fish in his. He just got bread too.
But it was a blind taste test, and it was they took it. You were there, Tony, and doing a live from there. I may have to talk to you. Maybe you'll be the official live. Maybe we'll do the official live if you're going to be there
Ah,
this year.
Hmm.
Tony
yeah.
will be the official live stream, official live stream of the Catfish Cook-Off this year. We'll talk about that, and that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep. The show must go on always.
That's right. That's right.
Show must go on. But yeah, it's been I know we're getting close to the to our time, but um I'm gonna, like I said, I gotta travel tomorrow, so I'm gonna pack all this stuff up and head home after this. And but yeah, the Monster Rod Holder Power Hour,
Hmm.
you know, get you some from the bank. You can use Monster Rod holders from the bank, and you can get it in individually. When you get the Bank Master Pro, remember it's called the Bank Master Pro,
Hmm.
and they got different colors. Green, if you're going to be fishing at night and you want to use your black lights, I would recommend the green. The orange, I think they have them in red, silver. They may have some other colors, but I know people like to match their rods and their rod holders and all those kind of things. But you know they're sturdy, they
Yeah.
work.
Well, that's that's about the best. That's about the best promotion that I've heard.
Yeah.
Hey,
They're sturdy and they
they
work. What
sturdy
more
and
can
they
you need?
work. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm throwing these things around all. It's like I said, right now you can hear
Oh
you
wow,
know
yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm right at the edge of that on the bank down there. So um, yeah, they holding up. These are at least 3 years old. So
They look new, don't they? Awesome. Well, Tony, it's been an
all
hour. I
right,
know you got a place to go, and I like to keep it right at an hour.
I
Thank you
know
for
you
coming.
do.
You've been a great guest,
Absolutely.
I
and
appreciate it.
you're one of my favorite anglers. Period. Not just on the bank.
Oh,
So
thank you. Yeah,
I
and I reciprocate that thought. You were my favorite anglers as well. You put on a great show. Um, all 20 rods around the pontoon. Um,
yeah,
so, but yeah, you and Cool Cats, and if you guys, I'm sure everybody obviously knows who you are, and you got the Friday night show, and Stan's got the Friday night show from 8 to 9 and 9 to 12. So sometimes I'll pop in there, you know, and get some good old night fishing in. And then
yep.
Sunday mornings, you get your early morning hot fishing in.
And
But I appreciate the invitation to come on the show. Um, for the Monster Rod holders, and Stan, appreciate you for co-hosting, and
Absolutely.
this is what we like to do. And of
That's
course, we wouldn't do it without everybody in chat. You guys could have been a lot of different places, but you spent this power hour with us.
appreciate that. Thank you all for coming in, hanging out. Stan for coming up and helping me host.
Absolutely. Anytime, Jody. Anytime.
Yeah, and for Steve for wanting the show put on weekly. So I
That's right.
thank him for trusting me with it. So
Yeah. And Brian B, don't be trying to study the bushes and trying to figure out where I'm at. I know how y'all do.
yeah.
And he made a great choice, Jody. And in my opinion, the best rod holders out there. You
Hmm.
know who you're dealing with. You know what kind of integrity he has.
Yeah.
And if you meet him one time, you will not go anyplace else for your rod holders after that. So big shout out to Steve. I can't thank him enough.
If you ever held one of them in your hands, you would know the difference immediately.
Yeah.
The rod holder. There's that rod.
All right, I'm doing too much now. I'm doing too much.
Average. Okay. Well,
All right.
end it. Thank y'all for watching and hanging out.
All right. See y'all next time.
Donald Ball.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Takes a second to end.